We are excited for this nonprofit spotlight bright and early this morning. Joining me now, a participant in the Vail Veterans Program, we have U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Mark Haegele, retired, and he's with us this morning. He's part of the program this year, but Mark, this is not your first rodeo. You've actually been a participant at the Vail Veterans Program winter programming before. Tell us about that.
10 years ago. I came here 10 years ago right out of the hospital. And it was a fun time. Again, being 10 years ago, I remember some things and whatever, but I was still probably a little out of it. The second time around, it's way more fun.
Yeah.
I got my family here with me, and it's kind of like riding a bike. I suppose it kind of came back to me somewhat. It's only day 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and I'm already scooting down the top of the mountain. I think I'm doing a pretty good job by myself, but it's a lot more fun this time around now that I kind of got my wits and
Yeah.
used to the new lifestyle 10 years later.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
And you know what? And that is the thing. The Vail Veterans Program brings the catastrophically wounded to the mountains, where the mountains have healing powers, we think. And it's just neat to see the transition from the first day you arrive to a couple days in, and then before you go home, to have that. And it's great that you were able to come back and then share this experience with your families. That's what they like to do. They'll do programs just for individual vets, but then the family programming is really fun because you could be out there cruising with your kids and wife now.
hmm Absolutely. And it's really cool because at the end of every day, there's always an event. There's always a supper together. So the camaraderie is still there with fellow vets. A lot of different branches. I love talking to guys from different branches because, being in the Marine Corps, I know what the Marine Corps is. I was there. But talking to Air Force, Army guys, it's kind of cool because it's a totally different experience sometimes. And so talking to them at the end of the day is a lot of fun too. After all the activities are over, we can go to supper and do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I know you had bowling last night. They've got tubing tonight, so that'll be great. And the adaptive ski and snowboard program, they do such a wonderful job of making sure you people have the right tools to get out there on the hill, to scoot around, and the instruction and the progression.
The instructors are great. My instructor, Chris, absolutely top notch. All credit goes to him as for for how good I am right now. Because he knows my mindset being in the Marine Corps. He was a long-time Air Force vet, but he knows that for me to get something done, he's just got to let me do it. He's just got to let me fall and get after it, and it worked. I picked it up, like I said, not to brag, but rather quickly. So
Yeah, he was at the top of the hill yesterday. So where do you think you're going to go today?
back to the top of the hill and probably just go faster. We'll work on speed. I'll try and go faster this time. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think it's really wonderful that the Vail Veterans Program, they work with the hospitals of Walter Reed, Brooke, and so years ago, a decade ago, you were kind of, you were one of the candidates that said, okay, we think Mark can benefit from this.
Yep.
How important was that for you to kind of just be sent to the mountains on your next mission, if you will?
It was really cool. This is actually the first kind of wounded veteran program I was a part of, and really it's the only one I've kind of came back to because it was such a good time. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, last time I wish I could remember more, but being in the hospital, it's a wild time. But this time, like I said, it's so much fun.
Okay.
So much fun this time around.
All right, we're so glad. All right, are you going to be taking your daughters are 5 and 6?
5 and 6. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
and then your wife is back out the hill.
Yep. They're
She's
all
liking the
snowboard.
snow. Normally they're from North Dakota, so your wife doesn't love the snow, but hey, you can't not love it out here.
Right. There's no wind back home. She's the one who actually has to move the snow, and she's like, I'm not a big snow fan, but she's snowboarding and she's loving it, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah, and just to have that freedom on the slopes, that freedom of movement, doing something together as a family. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll have to get you back for a summer program.
Oh, for sure. I did the summer program too, actually. So let's come after that too.
Okay. Oh well, he loves it all around, year round.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And what would you say to a veteran who's maybe asked, Walter Reed or Brooke to come out here? What advice would you give?
Give it a try. You got to give it a try. Expect to put in the work. It's a vacation, but at the same time, it's a lot more fun when you actually progress and get better at mono skiing, because then you can actually start having fun once you get past the fundamentals. So anybody who's coming out, absolutely come out, learn the fundamentals, and then you'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you'll have fun. Okay, cool. All right, if you want to learn more, and these programs are absolutely free to the families, it's vailveteransprogram.org for more information. Ashley, you have any questions?
Wanted to, hey, Mark, can you hear? I just wanted to say, hey, thanks so much for your service. And then also, like, I love that you're actually, like talking to the other branches. I mean, what branch would you say, is the best, Mark? Because I feel like there's always a debate about like which branch of service is really the best.
Is the best. You can't ask me that. I mean, I mean, of course, I'm going to say the Marine Corps. I'm a Marine guy. But yeah,
Just didn't know if your mind had changed by any means, being out there on the slopes and hanging out with Air Force guys. I didn't know if you'd been converted.
it sounds cool. It sounded like a fun time, but Marine Corps all the way. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And obviously, like Mark, what a great testament. If you've been out here now, is it 3 times that you've been part of the Vail Veterans Programs, the winter and the summer?
I did winter and summer back in 2011, 2012, and then 10 years later, I'm doing the winter one. So I'll probably do the summer one, hopefully, I guess this year. They got a summer one, so we'll do that, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for your service. All right. I mean, again, right, if this is the 3rd time, it's a good time. It's